And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. I was kind of reading the top chat before the show actually started. Javier says, if you're not first, you're... Oh my God. We have a good show lined up today. We're going to be discussing Africa. Now, I've been telling you now for years, you ain't rich till Africa's hooked up. That's at least just one. Nothing's taken off. I'm just trying to get, because there's people out there that are just like all hyped up and they've been watching the wrong crypto channels. They get into crypto yesterday. They think they'll be rich today. And what you have to see is this is a total transformation of the financial system of the entire planet. Everything's moving away from paper money and even like regular digital, like credit card type money. We're moving into a cryptographic platform. We're trying to get the whole world to switch over. Stocks, bonds, real estate, everything will be cryptocurrency related. NFTs and everything. You got to do this right, because once you make this switch, you can't be like, well, it didn't quite work. We're going to go back to the old system. No. Because there's going to be chaos. That ain't going to work. Everything has to work flawlessly. You've got to get people set up. You can't have any hacks and all that. That's why we talked about the ADAPT program, that secret government program called AADAPT, made by the MITRE Corporation, MITRE. That's really three-letter agency. We went over all that, where the People's Bank of China was all involved in our national security project. Yeah, that ADAPT program. The amazing things we find on Crypto Hulk Show. I'm trying to show you a broader perspective. You have to, a lot of times, look back and look around where you're at. So you can't always deep dive all the time. It doesn't help. You got to come up for air, look around, and then deep dive and then you come back up. Like, that's how you have to do that. And what we're going to go over today is Africa. I've been telling you, until Africa's hooked. When Africa's hooked up, that's a very, very good sign, okay? Because you've got, 40, 50 countries all on a continent, and you got to get them on all the same page with crypto. That's pretty amazing, okay? Now, one of the things we're going to go over, I talked to you about it the other day, is the PayPal China-India deal, okay? That's massive. And I'm the only person that showed you guys for the past 3 years all these Ripple connections with PayPal and Fiserv and Cross River Bank and Visa and all that. You've got, like right now, 25% of the world's population that's probably going to be hooked up very soon with cryptocurrency wallets. That's what we need to see. Basically, two of these countries, China and India, man, if you add the population of those two, that's like 2 billion people right there. And we got 7 or 8 billion in the world. So we're looking at 1 out of 4 people is going to be hooked up. And I say it's with Ripple technology. I've been showing you all the evidence for that. We know that there's Ripple Singapore and they had crypto wallets and stuff. And that was back in 2013, 14. So we're going to start with Africa today. I want you to see what's going on in Africa. I want you to understand where we're at. Crypto Hulk, why is it taking so long to be rich? This is why you need to watch my show. This is why when you watch other channels, you can't go over the stuff in 10 to 15 minutes. It's not possible. That's why I put in a tremendous amount of work to make this channel successful. When we talk about cryptos on this show, these are all cryptos that are integrating into the world. These are not like meme coin shit that we talk about. All the shit's real. Before I do a show, I'll spend 3 to 4 hours. Before we even do like a pump dump kind of show, I'll spend 3 to 4 hours on that particular crypto studying it, making sure. Then I got friends that do forensic work. They're deep divers in their own respect. They go on to platforms and they look at people who... They look at a crypto that I'm ready to call, and some of them, like the other week, went up 33x. So 3,300% gains. A week before that, one of them went up 22%. So that's 2,200% or 22x. Then what we do is we look at that particular crypto and we go on to the platform where it's sold and we look at all the people buying and selling for like the past 24 hours. And we look for whale signs and stuff like that. Look, there's always competition for crypto, all right? You're not going to be able, with your 10 IQ cells in your brain, you're not going to be able with just 10 IQ points say, well, I'm going to go get a membership at Crypto Hulk Show for $500 and make, a couple thousand a month. That is probably not going to be you unless you put in the work to learn, okay? It's not going to be like, well, I don't know anything about crypto, so I'm going to join this channel and then tomorrow I'm going to be rich. No, if you get in the channel, I got a guy that just signed up. I'm going to talk to him today at 3 o'clock. I'm going to figure out where he's at. We're going to come up with a little plan on what he's going to do. And, but the cryptos that we discuss, we look over on this channel. But you know what? If an exchange can get fooled, the Crypto Hulk can as well. See, this is called gambling. And what I'll do is try to do my best. And then after that, it's really kind of up to you. If you want to invest or not into a crypto that I discuss, it's all up to you. All I do is I show information. We investigate. The other day, there was a crypto that there was like one shark kind of swimming in the waters, but he was a small timer. So we decided, let's put the show on. I think that was the BD crypto, the Black Duck one. That went up 170%, dumped, came back to life at 80% gains, still 2 to 3 hours later, still at 80% gains. So you could have gotten into that crypto and walked away with guaranteed 80%. Just don't sell off. So we're going to work on that. We're going to get some of these people, like, look, it's tough to say when a crypto starts pumping, everybody else gets alerted all around the world. I'm going to let you know something. It's not just us. What happens when we talk about it on the show and you guys invest, it starts setting off alerts to everybody else around the world, then they get in on it too. Now, they don't know what's causing the pump. They don't know it's Crypto Hulk Show. They're just seeing some, oh, damn, this crypto just went up or whatever. But what you have to do, which makes it more successful, is slowly put your money in. So anytime, I'm going to let you know, people that pump dump stuff, look, you can make so much more money. See what you're doing. Here's what I want. I want some of these $500 people. Don't think of this as this. I got one guy that told me, I just want the biggest bet you got, and then I could dump everything. No, that's not, no. That's a plan for getting train wrecked, okay? What you want to have are consistent opportunities, like on this program, 30% here, 80% there, 2,000% there, 40% there. I mean, it's consistently not putting in enough. See, what you do is some of you guys in desperate panic. You invest because you're desperately panicked because you put too much in, number one. Then number two, you didn't put it in right. You don't just dump in $5,000. Some of you have been very lucky, and some of you have not. You've lost $5,000, okay? And then you gained it back on the next trade. Okay, you got lucky, all right? Don't panic buy and don't panic sell. That's how you get wrecked and wreck everybody around you. Okay, I got $5,000. What's the right way to do it? Well, according to me and how I invest, I would put in $500, wait 30 seconds, put in $500, something like slower. I mean, to truly do a investment to make something go up a whole lot, it takes a coordinated effort amongst a certain amount of people to gradually build. When people just see one of these, they're like, oh, pump dump, I'm not getting involved in that one. when they see a gradual climb, okay, then they're like, oh, see, a person that's advanced can look at a pump and be like, oh, that shit's going to be over in 10 minutes. Now, a person that is going to put money into a crypto that's advanced looks at a nice, maybe a 45-degree angle kind of a thing. That's a good one. Not a straight 90-degree angle up. Now it's good and it's bad. A straight 90-degree up is telling everybody, hey, everybody, pump and dump time. A 45-degree angle one, that's looking pretty good. But a 45-degree angle that started 3 minutes ago. So part of the problem with Crypto Hulk show is that certain $500 people need to learn to just put them, okay, don't drop 5,000 at once. Put in at $500 increments or something like that, for God's sakes. But what the reason I had to go where I'm only going to tell you 5 or 10 minutes for a show, because some of you guys out there will pump and dump this fucking crypto, and by the time it hits the show, it doesn't pump. So that's why I'm not giving out crypto early anymore, because people have no fucking context of what they're doing. Now, certain people I can trust, and those people I tell, and they slowly, but the fucking new people that are just so fucking desperate and shit, I'm not telling them shit early, because they're going to fuck everything up. Because they're just like out for them. Oh, I got 7,000. I'm going to get mine. I'm going to double it. Shit. Yeah, those are the people I'm not telling early. Because I know who the people are that fuck shit up. So that's why I'm just letting it loose 10 minutes for a show. Because what they're going to do is buy it and sell it and buy it and sell it for like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours before I start the show. And then that crypto's done. So we've ended that. Unfortunately, it's how it goes. Unless I truly know a person, you're not going to know early. It's just how it works. Because people just pump dump the shit and fuck it all up. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start with Africa. And I wanted to go over Africa because that is like the sign that we're getting close. There are 5 cryptos in this story, 2 of which are super famous, and about 3 cryptos. One of them's 0.00003. So one of the cryptos I'm going to discuss here, and the reason I'm not telling the $500 people is I don't want you pumping dumping this shit. We're gonna learn about this like reasonable individuals, and if you like these particular cryptos, you can go buy them. because all I know is I got a bunch of immature people that are going to try to throw money into crypto and pull it out in 5 minutes. And that's not what I'm trying to accomplish today. This is called Zen, XEND. Hold on a minute. Now, let me read off my notes right now. Zen, there's a crypto, it's called RWA. And that's the one that you want is from Zen Finance. So if you look for RWA crypto, and it's by Zen XEND Finance, that's the one you want. Let me take a look at something here real quick. My name is Crypto Hawk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. Don't buy anything you see on the show. Don't sell anything. Before every show, I use serious drugs, heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, all kinds of stuff. Fucks my brain up. So anything you interpret as financial advice or any kind of assistance in buying or selling crypto, I'm so fucking high off illegal drugs. I'm just putting that out there as a disclaimer that everything I say is drug induced. You shouldn't believe a word of it at all. Crypto Hulk's intention is to get you financially destroyed. That's why people pay me $500 a month. All right. Now, Zen is available on Arbitrum. And I'm going to copy paste this on my chat. I'm going to go into my post section of my page. Posts. Okay, so if you go to my post section, you'll be able to see Zend, XEND. Let's learn about what it is. It's a pumpable crypto. That's not my intention today at all. I didn't notify any of the $500 people. This one is more for like the $5 and $10 membership people. I want to see how you handle this crypto. I'm talking about it. I will be spending at least half the show on this. This is a company, and there's about two other cryptos associated with this. And then we got some big dog cryptos that I believe are involved in this, but you can't pump those because that would be like R3 and Ripple. So what we have is the forerunner. Zen Finance is the forerunner in the area of Africa. It's a DeFi platform. It started in 2019. It has Nigeria headquarters. Nigeria is massively big with crypto, and it's tied into the central bank, okay? This is the crypto that's starting it all in Africa. It's fully legit. It's working, it's interacting with companies, and those countries are interacting with the Central Bank of Nigeria. This Zen Finance is a crypto. It sells for 1 penny, okay? 1 penny American dollars. Zen Finance is used for governance, staking, and platform features. So what I'm doing now is I'm teaching you about Africa and the continent of Africa, and how is crypto, how is it really starting in Africa? And it's starting with Zen Finance, okay? This started as a blockchain-based credit union. I want you to see some. Africa doesn't have the big money that America has and other Western nations. So how crypto, it's different in Africa. What crypto is doing in Africa is it's starting off in like credit unions, small little bank type things, okay? It's not at JP Morgan in Africa and all these kinds of things, these different African countries. Remember, in Africa, it's a continent, but it's like got 40 countries, 50 countries. So it's not like the United States. All these states belong in Africa. No, it'd be like 50 different. If the United States was like Africa, we'd have 50 different countries. Okay. So that's what you have in Africa. All these different countries. But I want you to see a pioneer. There's a pioneer called Zen Finance. And this thing's got the connections. And I'm telling you, it's looking like 3-letter agencies are hooking up and helping this company. Okay. Zen Finance started as a blockchain-based credit union. Very interesting. Because remember, they don't have the money over there to be building $100 billion buildings and shit and marble floors. It's kind of poor. It's very poor. So Zen Finance is a crypto that's taking off in Africa. This is not going to be. Zen platform offers yields 15% and higher, generally about 20%. That's very respectable. Anytime you can earn 20% a year on money, that's good in the financial world. Now, this platform was originally built on Binance, okay? But it evolved into a real-world asset aggregation and tokenization platform. I think this is where Ripple came in and they started building on the ledger, along with R3 Corda's platform. Zen, and actually, I think this is probably R3's platform because we're dealing with trading, foreign exchange, and shit like that. Zen allows users to invest in tokenized assets like commodities, real estate. Okay, more specifically, here's where it ties into the United States. Zen started off offering its credit union people United States commodities, United States real estate stocks, and art. So it allowed people to get into that through tokenization. Very, very interesting. It started with the U.S. commodities and stocks and bonds and shit, okay? This is what attracted my attention. It took me about 3 hours to do this little deep dive on Zen. I got notes here, front and back, of course, how I keep my notes. I studied the 8 business. There are 8 businesses connected to this Zen. And yeah, R3 is working with different cryptos. XDC is one of them. Just like, I mean, shit, you got Ripple working with different companies. With the different cryptos, HBAR. HBAR has how many cryptos working with them? About 7 or 8. So it's not uncommon, R3 to have more than just XDC. I just named 2 other blockbuster cryptos that it's not, look, one crypto can't do everything. So that's why they use different ones. So the R3 Corda is a platform, okay? Just like the XRP ledger. But let's look at HBAR, for instance. You got Seal Coin and the different cryptos that they have. With HBAR, there's probably like 8 different cryptos they got. So not surprising at all. So what we got here is this Zen company. Zen is Africa's. Now listen to this. Zen is Africa's first DeFi project backed by Binance and Google. Oh, shit. That's pretty good. Enabling investors to start at $5 stablecoins. Zen is integrated into the Nigerian Naira-backed stablecoin. It's called the CNGN. It's approved by the Central Bank of Nigeria. This is a fully legit. Zen is fully legitimate. This brings yields of 20% per year. Now, the founder, his name is Ugo Chukwu Aranu. And besides graduating from the University of Nigeria, the guy's an inventor, and he invented a Wi-Fi decentralized platform and much more. The guy named Oguchukwu, who started Zen, is graduated from Google Launchpad. So Google had their hand on this guy. Look, I want you to see what's going on in Africa. Africa is all kind of splintered up with 40 or 50 countries in there, okay? What's happening is this, I believe, is like a test project that's becoming the real deal in the continent of Africa. You've got Google personally in there working with this guy on their launch pad, and he's helping them. Google's helping this company, Zen, this guy, Oguchukwu, or whatever his name is, to get this thing going in the right direction. It's not just Zen, because Zen has 8 companies working with it to accomplish this. They're not by themselves. And then they have like 10 venture capitalist companies helping them out with the money, okay? This is very coordinated by America. Coordinated, and they're being assisted to doing it's their project. It's kind of like with the Ukraine. They're fighting Russia, right? We give the Ukrainians money, which they blow probably on coke and hookers and stuff. We give the Ukrainians all this money, and then we give them the tanks or whatever it is, and then they go and it's the same thing here. America and different Googles and whatever you want to call it, and probably silent 3-letter agencies came into Zen and is assisting them. The Zen people are doing the work, but they're getting all this assistance, okay? This guy made Zen a leader in the African DeFi. Fully legitimate project. It's a crypto, again, called RWA by Zen Finance. If you want to get it, fully legitimate, okay? You'll get in on something at the very beginning. Zen collaborates with 8 other companies, like I said. One of the companies does tokenization. So I want you to watch. Zen is the finance credit union type blockchain company, but it has partners. Look at what their partners do. One of their partners handles the tokenization. Another one of their partners handles financial inclusion. That's how you get all the Africans in. You've got to, and we'll go over this in a minute, but they use different games or incentives, challenges for people where they'll pay you X amount of crypto if you can play this game or solve it or load this thing on your phone type of thing. That's how they're trying to include people. Another company bridges real world assets to blockchain and then manages that. Look, it's not just Zen. They got 8 companies working with them to accomplish this, okay? The first real world, Zen is the first real world DeFi credit union integrating save and investable coins via global markets. That's very good because it's the first one. A company that can onboard new users to crypto. So that's another one of their partners. This company gets new users and gets them all using crypto and DeFi concepts. Another company that they have a partner with that is the first African DeFi project, Pancake Swap. Oh, so now we're getting them Pancake Swap so they know where to buy their crypto from. They got these other companies. It's like an advertising company. Then the other one's an educational company. So you advertise, hey, Africans, check out this crypto. Then the other company gets them to download the shit. The other company teaches them how to buy and sell and gives them incentives, maybe pays them money to do this and share it with your friends or whatever. We're seeing the grassroots of crypto starting in Africa, and I'm showing you how it's all being laid out, okay? It's done with a legitimate company called Zend, X-E-N-D. Now, so you got Pancake Swap involved in there, providing liquidity. Once they get all attracted to it, they download their wallets. The educational business that's partnered here teaches them how to do shit. Then the next step is they download that Pancake Swap and they start buying and selling the crypto. Brilliant little plan, all in the infancy stages. And I got a crypto later, I'm going to tell you, it's got 4 zeros in front of it, okay? This is all at the very beginning stages in the continent of Africa. Now, they have venture capital firms here. One of them is called Binance, giving this company money. The next one's called HashKey. I've seen that one popping up a lot in the crypto space. Another one's called Block VC. And the last one, well, they got another one called TRG Capital. Maybe, yeah. And then there's 6 other venture capital companies funding this project. Okay, what are the 8 companies? Now, some of these are crypto and some of them are not. I'm only going to go over ones that are the most interesting. There's 8 companies helping Zen do what it does, helping it do what it do. And there's 2 cryptos mixed up in this. The first company is called RiseVest. Let me check the comments here real quick. Okay. Okay. Now, Mark, New Jersey made a comment. Price impact on Zen is ridiculously high. Yes, this crypto can pump easy. That's not my intention of the show today. We're doing real world talk on this. If some of you guys want to invest for a long haul, this is a crypto. What I'm showing you now is how crypto is formed in Africa. This is just starting, because what's going to happen, I'm telling you, when this thing gets enough traction going, you're going to have some big fucking fintech companies coming in, buying a portion, partnering with them. You might see like a massive crypto company coming into this thing, okay? Or you might see Andreessen Horowitz, a massive venture capital. What I'm showing you now is before this gets popular. That's today's show. I've never heard of Zen Crypto. That's why we're going over it, because this is how crypto is starting in Africa. I'm showing you this right now. This isn't popular right now. I don't care. That's what we do on Crypto Hulk. We're 1, 2, 3 years, a lot of the times ahead of any other channel with information. Today's show is more of an educational. Can you invest in these cryptos? Yeah. I'm not trying to do a pump dump on this. This is strictly educational only. Now, there's about 8 companies that work with Zen. I'm going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of them, okay? And some of them you've heard of, like DAO Maker. They're involved in this. But let me start with the African ones first. Like, this thing is starting to gain traction. It's a very small all these are small projects, okay? That's why this crypto can pump like freaking nuts. But that's not even the intention of today's show at all. RiseVest is a company that's worked with Zen. They specialize in enabling Africans to invest in U.S. stocks, real estate, and fixed income products. RiseVest operates under regulatory oversight. There you go. It's regulated every step of the way. So you have a company called RiseVest. They help Africans invest in the American stock market, and it's all under the supervision of the Nigerian government. That means that's a solid crypto company, okay? And they do have a crypto. The crypto is EMYC. That's Edward Mary Yellow Charles, and it's at 7 cents. So if you look for EMYC and then type in RiseVest, I don't have the code because I wasn't planning having anybody buy these today. If you do happen to find the code, don't get wrecked and buy the wrong one. But I wasn't providing codes today because I'm just reading. I'm not trying to pump dump anything today. This is just strictly for your information only. RiseVest, like again, operates under regulatory oversight. This is strictly regulated by the government. So the EMYC for 7 cent crypto, if you find the correct one and don't get booty raped and buy the wrong one, that crypto is from a company that's regulated by the Nigerian government, fully legitimate, okay? Like everything on Crypto Hulk Show is pretty much legitimate. We don't go over scam shit here. Straight facts. That's what we do. It's RiseVest started by Eke Urim, E-K-E. And his last name is Urim, U-R-I-M. He used to work as a Goldman Sachs executive. Oh, shit. Right there's credibility. That's why this EMYC crypto is not a scam, because it's tied in with RiseVest, and RiseVest is scrutinized by the Nigerian Trading Commission. And the guy that started it used to be a trader. He worked for Goldman Sachs. So this is very legitimate right here. He used to be an investment banker, and he used to also, besides Goldman Sachs, he used to work at IBTC and other institutions in Nigeria. Now, we have an accelerator program. This is very positive for this crypto. They're involved with Y Combinator. Anybody that's involved with Y Combinator, that's got to be a good crypto, or Y Combinator doesn't get involved. You also have Techstars. Techstars is involved in this Rise Vest for 7 cents. Techstars is not going to get involved in a scam company, okay? Micro Traction is also involved in this Rise Vest company. Ingressive Capital and Acuity Ventures. They're all involved in Rise Vest. It doesn't. Okay, so it's headquartered in Europe. Now, what's interesting is this. Now we're getting into e-money. Let's get into e-money. That's the next company. So we talked about Rise Vest. I'm sorry, the e-money one is the EMYC. Rise Vest doesn't have a crypto. It's the e-money one that I'm going to talk about right now. Now, e-money network launched in 2023. That's headquartered in Europe. Now this is very interesting. You've got e-money that's headquartered in Europe, and they're the first MiCA compliant BankFi blockchain in Europe. Now all of a sudden they're helping out Nigeria. They're investing in a Nigerian company. So in Europe, you have a company called e-money. That's the EMYC crypto for 0.07 cents. You got the e-money network launches in Europe. They're the world's first MiCA compliant BankFi blockchain. And now they're working with a company called Zen. Very interesting. Now, e-money itself has a crypto. What e-money does, e-money bridges traditional finance, so the old school finance, and it bridges it with banking, with DeFi through compliant stable coins and tokenized assets. This is a fully legitimate project, okay? They're working with the banking industry and these things. They're in Europe. They're already MiCA compliant. So with Zen, we just got done talking about Rise Vest, who's working with regulators. You got e-money, which is the first MiCA, which is the all of Europe, first MiCA compliant BankFi crypto, working with Zen in Africa and Nigeria. Very legitimate. Next, here's your next crypto. This one's got 4 zeros in front of the 3. It's called Tidal, Tidal. I don't have the code because I wasn't expecting you guys to invest in this. Some shows I'll set up for you guys to invest. Other shows I'll set up, and if you want a certain crypto, do some research on your own, DYOR. But if you're looking for Tidal, make sure it says Tidal Finance where the ticker thing is, okay? But I can't help you buy this one because that's not my job. Tidal Finance is a decentralized insurance protocol. Now that's interesting. Think of insured crypto. Sounds good, right? Look, this Zen company, I told you it has 8 different companies working with it. Tidal is one of them. And each of these companies like Rise Vest, e-money, Tidal, the next one will be Tech Fusion Africa, Pancake Swap, DAO Maker. Each of these companies helps Zen do what it has to do. In fact, 4 of these companies are actually cryptos themselves. So you got like let's call it loosely, a crypto company with 3 or 4 other crypto companies helping it. That's what we like to see. Integration, collaboration, regulation, okay? These are all good. Tidal Finance, again, is a decentralized insurance protocol launched in 2021 on Polkadot, okay? It provides coverage for DeFi assets against smart contract risk. Tidal, the current cost is 00003. Next, there's a company called Tech Fusion Africa. That's one of Zen's 8 partners. Tech Fusion Africa, it's a Nigeria-based fintech and a DeFi integrator. Tech Fusion Africa specializes in credit union and cooperatives on blockchain. So that's what we got. In Africa, you're not going to have a lot of metropolitan areas. So that's why we don't see banks here right now. You're going to see credit unions and cooperatives, financial little groups, okay? Small to mid-sized enterprise stuff. So that's one of their partners. The next partner they have is called Earnathon. This is how you get the people hooked up. So what Earnathon is, it's an educational platform aimed at onboarding users to crypto. It has courses and games to teach users, and it incentivizes people to hook up the phone app. It incentivizes them to play their little games, and then they give them some crypto to go buy on like Uniswap or Polkadot and Pancake Swap, shit like that, to get them used to using crypto. The next company that's involved with Zen is called Pancake Swap. So we can think of that as like a Uniswap. Okay, so Pancake Swap is working closely with the Zen and the RiseVest and the eMoney and the Tidal Finance and Tech Fusion Africa. Pancake Swap is working with them. Now the crypto Zen is really RWA. So you're going to look for the crypto RWA that has Zen Finance attached to it. Hopefully you don't buy the wrong one. You need to do the research on your own to make sure you don't buy the wrong one. Lastly, there's a company called DAO Maker, DAO, like MakerDAO or whatever it's called. DAO Maker. DAO Maker is a launch pad and an incubator. It's founded in 2017. DAO Maker has helped 100 crypto projects get going. This is one of them, Zen, or if you want to call RWA. Now, to get all this done, RWA or Zen has to work with regulators. Some of them are the Nigerian security regulators, and the other is the Central Bank of Nigeria. Now, what we're going to do is, I can't share this. I can take a screenshot. Let me see if I can take a screenshot. Okay, let me take 2 screenshots. And let me share them. We're going to see the Central Bank of Nigeria and who works with them. Okay. Those should be posted right about now. Now you can see what I'm looking at. So Zen, remember, Zen Finance is the name. They're dealing with tokenization of real world assets, trading stocks, mutual fund, all kind of stock stuff. So that means you've got to have the Nigerian Securities Exchange Commission. You've got to have Zen work with them. So that's how we know it's not scammy. And next, you got to have Zen working with the banks. I just showed you that. Now, there's 2 cryptos here. There's 2 cryptos here. If you're dealing with the crypto that deals with stocks and bonds, you're dealing with R3, aren't you? And then if you're dealing with moving money, you're going to have to deal with the banks. That'll be Flutterwave, which is a Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation company. And you got Ripple as a partner with that. Let me show you the R3. Let me show you the evidence first. Copy and paste right there. So now we're at the tail end. We're almost done. We got about 5 minutes left and we're done. I wanted to show you all that. I showed you Zen and then 8 of its partners, 3 of which have cryptos. Now I showed you that Zen has United States stocks and bonds, so it's involved in trading. That's going to be the R3 connection, which I'm going to show you here in a second. And then since you're moving money, you're dealing with Flutterwave, that's going to be Ripple, and there's your evidence right there for that. There's what I just showed you there is Flutterwave. Now let's take a look. This article is 2018. The article is from Flutterwave website. It says, fitting Ripple blockchain into Flutterwave's core infrastructure for African payments, everybody. And if we look right here, oh, look, there's Flutterwave. And if you look to the right, oh, there's Ripple right there. They're partners. So there's that evidence. Next, you got R3 Quant is involved in this. I showed you 2 pictures. The 2 pictures are on my posts section of my page or my channel. If you look at those 2 pictures, you will see working with the Central Bank of Nigeria, R3 Quant, and you'll see Flutterwave. Now I just showed you this right here. R3 Quant is going to use XDC. So now I just showed you real world proof. Now let's go to the pictures that I put on my post. If we look, the first company, the Central Bank of Nigeria has engaged in various collaborations with fintech, blockchain, and cryptocurrency companies. Let's scroll down and get right to it. You got Bit Inc. That's a crypto company. They're working with Hyperledger Fabric. That's stellar, okay? So you can see very clearly right here, Bit Incorporated is a fintech. It's working with the Central Bank of Nigeria, and under the details, it's a Barbados. So out of the little island nation of Barbados, it's a fintech company, and they use Hyperledger Fabric. That's stellar. Let's get the evidence for that one. So as you can see, today's crypto program, like always, these are all cryptos that have use cases. They've got great connections, and they're super cheap. These are not pump dump cryptos. These are ones, if you want in on Africa while it's super brand new and cheap, these are the cryptos you want to get. So if you're looking at Bit Inc., you might want to look and see what crypto that is. I haven't done the research on this, but you could look up Bit, B-I-T-T, a Barbados fintech company. Matter of fact, let me do it right now. I'm going to look and see if they have a crypto. And if it is, then you can go buy it because they're running on Hyperledger. Let's take a little peek, shall we? I'm trying to give the $5 and $10 people to my show an opportunity to get in on something where we don't have a bunch of big sharks dumping money and pumping it out. So thank you for being a member at the $5 or $10 level. So this is your Christmas present for this month. Let me take a look. Let me go to the article. I'll come back to this. The next crypto company associated with the Nigerian Central Bank is Gluwa, G-L-U-W-A. After that, it's Convexity. After that, it's Zone, Z-O-N-E. Now, Zone partnered with the Nigerian Interbank Settlement System. Let me check something here real quick. So after Zone, there's a company called MTech. They've worked with the Nigerian central bank. Now we get into R3. That's what I showed you earlier. The crypto that R3 is going to use is going to be, one of them is going to be XDC. It's currently at Caleb Brown if you want to buy it. Caleb Brown, I'm an affiliate of them. I have 75% of my crypto there. We're kind of like partners, I guess you could say. Caleb Brown provides institutional custody, just like 2,000 of the world's top banks and institutions. I highly suggest you get your crypto at Caleb Brown. It's going to be the XDC crypto there. And if you look right here, Flutterwave, the very last one. Flutterwave is involved with the Nigerian central bank, and that's a Ripple partner right there. Yeah, the company called BITT, there are no cryptocurrencies that you can buy for them. They launched a digital version of the Barbados dollar back in 2016. They stopped doing crypto for retail in 2019. This Bit company has a stable coin that, oh, check this out. Bit as a fintech company. Now think about this. They're out of Barbados, right? That's very interesting. When was the last time you heard of a bustling fintech company out of Barbados? Usually people just go there to have rum and go on a vacation and drink sugary fruit drinks. Bit, the company Bit that's helping the Nigerian central bank, is a fintech company, and it primarily develops what? Software solutions for central bank digital currencies. Very interesting. They build government money. There you go. And Zone, the company Zone, does not have a crypto for retail. So just those two then would be Flutterwave and the other, R3 and Flutterwave. So there you go. That's pretty much Africa right there. And we're at 53 minutes. Let's see. Mr. OG. Okay, so Mr. OG said, I used to have Zone tokens on Gate. It got deleted. Not sure. Maybe Gate or MEXC. So I did the show partly. I knew Mr. OG would like this one. You know, I don't hear a lot of crypto news coming out of Africa. So when I get a chance, Africa is a whole continent with all these countries in there. So when I get a chance, I can get a deep dive done on Africa. And so today's show was kind of fun. You're in early in Africa. You're seeing what's happening before it gets big. Especially the Tidal one with the 4 zeros in front of it. Very interesting opportunity. I'm not telling you to buy anything that we went over today. Unless you want to get XRP, Stellar, XDC. Those are like the three that seem to pop up, huh? And those are all at Caleb Brown. And I think, let me check some questions. And I think after that, I'll wrap it up. New name, 10th email. Now I got. Mike Shadowban says he has a new name. I'm telling you, man, what people have to do to watch my show, it's crazy. Like, this platform doesn't want you to learn what I have to say. This platform wants you to watch a bunch of dumb shit channels, whatever those may be, that just entertain you for like 10 or 15 minutes, and you walk away with no investment information because they don't know shit. It's like gossip. Mike Shadowban, almost 3.8 years here, fighting to help. I'm not going to know what I'm buying until like near the end of the month. So I kind of wait. What I'll do is I'll let the whole month go. And then like the last day, look back at the different cryptos that I talked about. I go to Caleb Brown, see if they're copied there. I mean, if they have them at Caleb Brown, and that's generally what I'll do. I've got a lot of cryptos right now, like 20 of them. So what I'm probably going to do is invest in those cryptos that I already have. I'm going to take a look. I have a little list, which I could probably share, not right now. I have a little list of maybe 5 of them. I don't know. I've already got 20. I don't want to just keep growing this list of cryptos. So I might not add any more this month. I might just add to the collection that I have and dump more money into each one. So I haven't quite figured it out. I've got a good variety of cryptos, and I can tell you guys later something what those are. I got a guy today calling me at 3, and I'll go over with him. What do I have? What might I want to buy? And these things, but I might do it for the show around the end of the month. Del Gaddafi says, thank you, Crypto Hawk, with a tax-free donation. Appreciate that. Yeah, the alt, look, there's so much. That's another thing. Like, once you become like the elite member group we got, then we can go over like node opportunities for nodes. And I'll tell you my thoughts on certain things. And yeah, there's a whole lot. There's so much now going on in crypto. It's exhausting. And then the people that become members, like, it's tough. So if you're a member at the $500 level, if you need some questions, stuff, shoot me a text. We can coordinate a time. I'll have some time today after in about 2 hours from now. About 2 hours from now. So right now it is 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. Give me till around 10:30 a.m. Pacific, and I'll have some free time. So if newer members need to ask me some questions or go over some things, that'll be a good time. Thursdays are a day where I have a little extra time in the morning. I'm getting a lot of $500 members, so which is great. It does take time, but generally how it works is you need some help in the beginning, and then over time, you kind of know a lot of the shit already. It depends on how fast you learn, though. But my goal is to help make you successful. So if you need help for the whole month or whatever and shit, and a lot of people don't get a membership every single month. Some do, some don't. Some get a membership, learn a bunch of shit in the beginning, kind of digest it, and then maybe another month or something later, when they actually want to start spending money, they'll get another membership and say, okay, CryptoHawk, this month, I want to start buying shit. Help me figure stuff out. And that's where I'll come in then. Because if you're going to start putting down $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, because you've been watching my show for a lot of years, and now it's kind of like, oh shit, this guy can be like right there. If I have a question before I buy something stupid, yeah, I can assist you. I can look shit up for you, make sure it's a good one or not. And or if you say, hey, CryptoHawk, should I buy this one or that one? I can look at it. I can show you what information I have. You'll be the one to make that decision. I can't decide for you, but I could at least give you information so you can make a smarter choice. So with that, Stu Lavelle says, cheers, Hulk. You are doing something special, brother. Yeah. We don't go over dumb shit on the show, or else Stu Lavelle wouldn't be here for like 5 years or more. I try to do research and show you guys what I'm looking at. If I spend a lot of time, like today, I spent the whole fucking show on Zen, Tidal. What are the other ones? E-Money. So we have Zen, which is RWA by Zen Finance, E-Money, Tidal. Those appear to me to be very legitimate, regulated cryptos that have good, solid backing by either government regulators or they're working with the central banks. That's pretty fucking good. Now, Africa's really small. It's not like the United States. And it's going to be different. You're not going to have really banks involved in this. You're going to have credit unions and cooperatives. But you still got like Google mixed in there, the launch pad. Google is right there helping these people out. Y Combinator is right in there helping them out with what they need with money and advice and shit. This is very well connected. It's kind of like the Ukrainian thing again. The United States isn't involved in doing bad. Well, I don't want to say that. The United States is not involved in any boom, boom, pow. Like we'll give the Ukrainians loans or whatever and give them, but they're the ones who actually have to pull the trigger on all this stuff. So that's what's going on in Africa. It's their continent. Nigeria, it's their country. We're providing assistance so they can help their country get better. We're providing Google, Pancake Swap and shit. We're giving them all the tools so they can develop their own platforms and run shit by themselves. That's what we're doing, okay? So there's a cooperation there, and they're working hard to get their continent hooked up and their countries hooked up and their banks. We're providing all the experience and stuff, but they got to do it themselves because it's their country. So there you have it. That's our little lesson for today. And let me head on out. So, yeah, they cut the Crypto Hulk show off. So that'll be it for right now. I'm going to start a show at about 5 to 5:30 p.m. Pacific time today. I've got to go look for interesting events that happen in crypto, and I'll come back and report them to you. And I'll see you all in the next one.